So without further ado, let me first introduce these powerhouse women that are here. Johnea is the talented designer behind Johnea Bianca. She was born and raised in Maryland, relocating to Tampa, Florida in 2013. She attended the International Academy of Design and Technology and graduated in 2016 with a bachelor's degree in fine arts and fashion design. Johnea has her own personal brand and has also created multiple collections with Shein X, which we are going to get into in just one moment. Most recently launching pieces made from dead stock materials as part of Shein's partnership with Queen of Raw. So let's give her a round of applause. Yes. And we also have Bojana Brown, the founder and lead designer of MyWayInStyle, has had a lifelong obsession with fashion. She began her career as a fashion designer in Serbia in 1996, where Bojana and her mother established a knitwear brand known for the colorful designs and unique patterns. Bojana has called South Florida her home for the last 20 years, but she continues to deliver exquisite collections with European influence. She joined the Shein X program in 2023, and I know we have a great backstory on how all of that came to be, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But yes, let's give a round of applause for Bojana. Okay, so I just did a little brief introduction, but we want to get right into the conversation, ladies. First let's start with you, Johnea, and tell us a little bit more about your journey and going more in depth with what you have going on now.
How's everyone feeling? Wonderful. I'm very excited to be here, be a part of this. So let's talk about my story in fashion briefly. It started when I was about maybe 6 or 7. I had a childhood friend, and her mom would sew garments for her. So she would give me the scrap fabric, and I had a little sewing machine at home, and I would make doll clothes. I would make clothes for my friends. I would do little fashion shows and everything in my house, and then I would try to sell them. And no one ever brought them, but it didn't stop me. So as I became a teenager, fashion kind of went dormant. And then as far as high school, the passion started to blossom again. And in my early 20s, I met a lady that knew how to sew. She told me, buy a pattern, get some fabric, and let's make a dress. So that day I came home and made a dress. And I've been sewing ever since. So I've been sewing for 24 years, and it's been a beautiful, beautiful journey.
I love it. And your journey has led you here today.
Yes, it has.
Which is just another step on the road. Let's talk about you, Bojana, in terms of a little bit more about your history, and also if you can tell us, because I did touch on there, about how you ended up joining the Shein X program in 2023. We have to talk about that too.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Well, I was always obsessed with fashion since I probably was 12 years old, and I started my company with my mom back in 1996 in Serbia. And prior relocating to US, I actually continued working with my mom overseas, where I still manage our production in-house and working around how to make these beautiful clothes. We pride ourselves in high-quality yarns, materials. We are known for a high-end brand of knitwear, colors, and textures. How I got involved in Shein X? Well, my daughter actually told me about the program. So she told me, actually, Mom, you should try to work with Shein X. And I was like, what is Shein X? So I see her buying clothes, and she started buying for myself. And so she got involved, you should try, and pushed me. So I went on website, searched about it, and that's how I found out about the program. So thanks to her.
What is it that drew you ladies to Shein X and how you got involved in the program? I mean, give us all just a little bit of background on the program, just from you guys having that firsthand experience of walking through it. I'll start with you, Johnea.
Well, my experience, a recruiter reached out to me through email and shared with me about the program. Of course, I didn't believe it because I never heard of it. And I was like, Shein has a program? And then I thought about it, and I was like, why not? I mean, because for independent designers, it can be a challenge, you know, getting your name out there, getting it's hard. Like, I've been doing this for a while, so it can be a challenge. So I found out about the program, or the details, and I just got immediately excited about it. And from there, I went into the creation of my first collection, and it did extremely well, the first collection, and I have 7 collections with them.
What is it, as I want to piggyback off of what you said there, what is it about the program that was so enticing to you?
Well, what enticed me is that I don't know any program for independent where you could design, you could create the collection, they're produce it, they're marketed, and you get a portion of the sales. I haven't. I mean, do anyone else know? Because I don't. I don't know. So I was like, you know, I think that is really wonderful for designers, emerging brands, independent companies to have that outlet, because it's a learning. You learn so much about you, who you are as a designer, as a brand, and you know, getting back into tech packs. You know, everybody learned it in school, but you might not always do it all the time. And designing your pattern and finding the repeat. Like, I forgot all about that because of me. I have my own brand, my own label, but because it's like mainly me, I don't do the tech packs for myself. So it got me back into like the whole process of the design development, and how important, even with my brand, to use those same steps in my brand, and not just like, oh, well, I know I'm doing because I'm making it, it's all in my mind, but I need to have a system set up for that.
I love that. It's just continuing the education and knowledge in terms of you as a designer, and just this another step of the process. What about you, Bojana?
Okay, so I'm just gonna continue on my story earlier, how my daughter told me. So I actually was discovering, and on LinkedIn, actually, I saw that Shein X program. So that's how I started reading more about it. And it was an application that I applied, and recruiter actually reached out to me the next day. So after she sent me all documents and everything, when I read about it, it actually caught my eye, because this is exactly what I was looking for many years since I came here. And what you mentioned earlier, I'm one of those designers who actually had the problem to really reach out to fashion industry in Miami. And I felt it's a very small fashion industry and community. I tried to networking. So I really had a hard time, and many closed doors, because I do knitwear. So I'm trying, and I actually tried for many years to bring up my brand on my own. So what was that?
I remember when we were talking the other day. How long have you been living here in Miami?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years. I know it's been a minute. And one thing that stuck out to me when you were talking about knitwear, and obviously we live in South Florida where it's extremely hot, as we are all experiencing right now, but you were saying how knitwear is starting to like really become this thing, and even here in Miami, even though we have the heat, it's still such a fashionable statement, and we're still making it something wearable down here.
Correct. So years ago,
yeah.
So they, like I mentioned, I had many closed doors because of that. Like, who's gonna wear knitwear in Miami? But now I think as a trend, and ski industries actually, because when people go and ski, so they buy products there. It was much more expensive. So I noticed that they start buying here, and big companies like Gap and Old Navy start selling and producing. So that's, I think, how it opened the door. That's how I saw it.
I love that. And I'm just so curious what it is that inspires you guys. I mean, you guys have been in this industry for decades now, and where you pull your inspiration from. What inspires you to create the designs that you create? Whoever wants to jump in, go ahead.
Well, anything, like, I'm inspired by many different things. It could be people, it could be this conversation, music. I like music inspire me, because certain melodies, it touch me, and I could like visualize a collection off of the music. Of course, art and nature, but music has been moving me lately.
Something similar. So music definitely inspires me, and like she said, I used to see like a runaway model with in my clothes. I even had the symbol girl on the runaway like a part of my logo. But very often I'm inspired by art and culture, tradition, because I bring that European influence I carry with myself, and um, color, textures, that's any like shapes or anything that catches my eye, and that's where I start the whole process.
I love that. And I'm going to hold the mic with you real quick, Bojana, because I want you to talk a little bit more about your summer collection.
Summer collection?
Yes.
Okay. So my summer collection actually continues a little bit after my winter collection, because after pandemic and everything, how people still felt comfortable to stay more home, and because of cost living and economy a little bit crisis and pandemic, so people stayed more at home, feeling like comfortable. So that's I'm just going to mention my winter collection was more like comfortable, but without compromising the style with that. So that's how I continue with the summer collection. I'm inspired with vacation, actually, especially in Miami.
Where it's always vacation.
Exactly. Even I live in this area, so sunrise and sunset colors on the sunrise, like those warm, sunny yellow colors, and sunset where actually it's more like a warm pink and reddish and violet.
I know everybody sees some clothes coming onto the stage, and we're going to get to that in just one moment. So that's just a little teaser for you, okay? What about you? I know, Johnea, talk about your collection. You have some really great things coming up as well.
I try to stay busy.
Yes.
What I love about fashion, and I consider myself an artist, and I choose to do my art through fashion, is the storytelling. And it's like you can tell whatever story you want to tell and make it fashionable and look good. You know, so I really love that. And I'm actually getting ready to work on my next Shein X collection. So I'm getting ready for that. So it's just this overall experience has been wonderful. I love what I do. This is truly my passion. I've been sewing for so long. Like I've even like worked in bridal shops and alteration places. I worked under other designers. I worked as a production seamstress. So I mean, I just eat, breathe, live fashion.
A lot of work with dead stock too.
Yes.
I know that we
Yes.
talk about that, the dead stock material. Can you talk a little bit about that for some people that, I mean, me, you know, fish out of water here. For some time, it took me a little while to understand exactly all the different elements, but explaining in terms of what it is you're doing now with this material.
Well, what I love about this collection I did with the dead stock is, well, dead stock is leftover fabric from different brands, fashion houses. Sometimes they buy excess fabric. So the partnership what She and X have with Queen of Raw, I was able to design. You got to get to pick out the different fabrics and create your collection based off of that. And I thought it was just a wonderful opportunity to be chosen to do this collection because with my brand, I also use dead stock fabric as well.
Yeah, that's honestly really so interesting. And I know that we have these pieces that we are going to show in just a moment. But I'm always curious. I like to ask this question to a lot of people that are inspiring and just moving and fabulous. What is something that you would tell your younger self that, you know, maybe you don't really know much about the world, and here you are now so accomplished? What's something that you would tell your younger self?
When it comes to fashion
When it comes to fashion, when it comes to just the woman that you are today in this industry?
Well, I wouldn't change. But definitely when opportunity comes, you have to really be open-minded and go for it. Definitely. When it comes to fashion, I think you need to prepare yourself, and maybe the business plan and everything that they teach you in school really do it, and even if you can't go pretend like you have a business and go and see what's out there before you start. Maybe I think it would be helpful.
What about you?
I just had this thought like a few days, like, what would I tell myself younger? I would tell myself, Dejanay, you know what you want out of life. Don't leave fear behind, and it doesn't matter what other people think of you. What you think of yourself is most important, and keep going and don't ever stop. And everything that you need is already in you.
I love that. And yeah, let's honestly clap that up. I know we didn't prepare that question, but I just think it's so important as we all get a little bit older, right, and we're seasoned at what we're doing, and there are younger people that are listening to you, me, everybody here, and understanding that, like what you basically were saying, trust yourself. It all works out. South Florida is such a just beautiful mosaic of cultures and people and just experiences. How has South Florida helped shape you guys in terms of your designing now? How, you know, just looking through that prism in terms of what we have down here. It's just, there's so much inspiration just outside of our homes every day.
Okay.
Bojana, I know you've been here for 20 years, so you've definitely seen how it's all changed so much, and more people are coming here. It really is becoming like a fashion mecca in a lot of ways.
Correct, definitely. I see it changed, and I used to go to all these like fashion week since I think like 2010. So I've been Miami Fashion Week, and following and trying to network, as I mentioned earlier, and it just it helps me a lot with the culture, with the diversity, art. Art is, I feel, in some ways we are in a center of a happening, and city around, and there are art and gallery that helps myself for inspiration and everything, and that just that vibe that also helps with my collections to bring a little bit, maybe that summer collections as well. So that's how it helps me as a designer, and I like how we are improving, and it's more coming to fashion in innovation and technology, and hopefully we see this in the future. I know Mana Fashion, I actually follow them, so it's definitely probably a company I'm gonna reach out to. So I just like that we continuing this, and that fashion industry is gonna be larger in Miami.
Do you have anything you want to add to that, Dejanay?
Would you refresh my mind with the question?
Oh, no, I was just saying just South Florida and just how it has grown and changed over the years, and it really all eyeballs. I think someone said it in the last panel, which is everybody is watching what we're doing down here, and just how that has continued your process going forward in terms of just the inspiration and whatnot.
Well, since I'm originally from up north from Maryland, and I came down in 2013, so I would say just being in Florida has changed me greatly as a designer. I started off more as a structural, detailed designer, and now I'm all flowy and chiffons, and the weather is inspiring me for like I'm really getting into resort wear and swimwear. Like I first started doing swimwear like I think it might have been maybe 4 years ago, and I just did it because someone asked me to do it, and I liked it. And I'm like, I'm doing swimwear, you know, but it just the culture is so much to do down here. I see things are growing in fashion, and the palm trees, and the fact that you could grow pineapples in your backyard. I mean, that just inspires me.
That. I wanted to now also just take up some time, because I know we have some pieces behind us here. So can you ladies walk us through what we are seeing here? I know that obviously you guys have a booth, so everybody can learn more at the booth, but these are some of your collections, of some pieces from your collections.
Correct.
So can you take
do
us
you-
through?
Do you want us to walk over there? Or
Oh, you can
just
walk
like
over here. We could just point it out, whatever you
Yes,
want.
okay,
We're just flowing with it.
Okay.
So the yellow.
First and second one, that's a recent collection. It's a spring-summer 2024.
Uh-huh.
And I was inspired actually with the sunrise and sunset, as I mentioned earlier. With that first piece is a top. It represents sunrise more. And the second one is a dress with a fringe as well as a top where it has a cutouts on a hip and a waist. And it's more like a warm color which represents the sunset.
I love that.
And the third piece I have, it's more elegant where you can, let's say if first two pieces, top and yellow top and red dress are a day out or a beach vacation. So a pink dress comes at night. It's more like elegant, and also has a cutout on both sides of a hip and hollow out like a neck. The first two pieces are also have a cutout, which is called actually napkin cutout with the 3D handmade flower.
I have, these are all new collections of this year. The first one is from my spring collection, and I designed a print, says Johnea Bianca, so I was going for a graffiti. I wanted it to be fun. It has the chiffon sleeve that's like, have a little volume to it. The next look, which is this orange rouge skirt, this is from the dead stock, both of those, the orange and the black one, that is from the dead stock fabric. So I just fell in love with that fabric, and I thought the color was amazing, and I want to do something fun, cute, short, show your legs. The next one is a dress. Now this dress is a halter. It ties around the neck. It's cut out, so the back is all open. It has a slit. This is more of a resort. I was thinking resort, vacation vibes, the black one. Right, vacation vibes, brunch with your girls.
Yeah, I love that. And you know what? I know that we are looking at the pieces, but I figured, we all need to see them, right? So I'm not going to model anything. I'm just going to pull it out so you can see. This is the piece that you're talking about here, right? The cutout. Oh, I see what you're saying. And this is the one that was made from dead stock.
Dead stock, yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's so nice. And then this was the other one right here, this orange.
Right, yes.
Oh, yes. This is great for like
a
a
little
pool,
mini skirt.
maybe a little night out in Miami. You know how we all like to get down here. And Bojana, this is all you right here.
Yes.
Yes,
Correct.
and this screams like South Florida, summer, the colors. And this is what you were
Yes.
talking about in terms of your knitwear, right? Where you were
Correct.
saying before, it's South Florida, it's so hot, how do you make it work? And this is how you make
This
it
is
work.
how.
I love that. I love that. Can you, talk about just the Shein program and how, in terms of how you would, and would you, I'm guessing you would recommend it to other designers as well, and why?
Absolutely. Most of my friends are fashion designers. I recommend it. I recommend it to them because it's, you just gotta believe in yourself and go for it. And the program is available. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. And if you don't put the energy into something to be successful, then you won't be successful. You won't get anywhere if you do nothing or you procrastinate or you just constantly live your life in fear. It's just time to get out of that and go for it and seize your moment and stop listening to what other people say and just do it.
Yeah. I love that. And I know, Bojana, we were talking about that too when we were on the call a few days ago, and I know you had a lot to say in terms of just your whole background, in terms of obviously what led you here, and just the opportunities that you have been able to get through Shein. In terms of, I know I keep coming back to it, but I just love the story about your daughter. I just love that. What are some things that you would say as well to designers as well if they are looking into doing the Shein program?
Yes, definitely. definitely be open-minded because as new designers, I don't know if I have probably here, I used to be like just high-end, I'm a designer, I don't want to do anything less or anything different. So with this opportunity, actually, I was open-minded. I was, let me see what it is. And I love the process from the beginning. Since my recruiter reached out to me, I love it's one platform that does everything for designers. So we can focus on our creative process, designing, and they take care of everything. It's one platform that brings us through the production. They have all these resources from production, marketing, and sales. So
that's what makes the program so unique.
Correct.
You know,
for me, definitely,
yeah.
because this is exactly what I've been looking for many years. Right. And I still look for a program like that. Like even for my private brand, if I find a platform like Shein that can do really everything for me, so we can focus on creative process and we have somebody else do everything else.
All right, well, we are going to end this panel conversation here. Bojana, Johnea, thank you so much. Shein, thank you. I think that a lot of people are going to walk away having learned a lot. And again, last but not least, do not forget their booth is outside so you can talk further. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.